Hello everybody, welcome to English Understand Easy channel, and today or right now I will talk about should versus shouldn't. Uh, Let me share my screen with you, and here we are. Should versus shouldn't in English grammar. So let's start with coloring, and we'll make the headline blue as always. So should, shouldn't. Should is a modal verb. We use should to give advice, recommendations, opinions, suggestions, and expectations. Shouldn't, should not, is the negative form of should. We use it to advise someone not to do something or to say that something is not a good idea. So unlike ordinary verbs, modal verbs do not change according to the subject. I should, you should, he should, she should, it should, we should, they should. It stays the same. The form is always should plus base verb, base form of the verb. Now this is said slightly differently than in the other lessons, but let's see how it works. The structure is affirmative. So let's see how it will work with us. It is about subject plus should plus base verb. So if I lining up in red color as well, we have subject, should, base form of the verb, base verb, same thing. Okay, there is no specialty, no exceptions. It's just as it is. So let's use one example and how it works. Oops, not that way. We have to go back here. So, okay, well, okay. Subject. What is subject? Subject is, we already mentioned it. We'll put it in orange color. And subject is you. Should, we'll leave red. Base verb, study. No infinitive, just the base verb. And every day is object. So the base verb is purple. This is how we have it in positive form. In negative form, it is subject plus shouldn't plus base verb. The only difference is that there is shouldn't. Okay, so if I if I should put it in, excuse me, I will do it this way. And now I will use it in the first example. Oh, I don't like it this way, so let's go back and let's leave it as it is. Reason, it is exactly the same thing then as should. The only thing is shouldn't. So there is this NT, which, okay, I will translate into pink. So everybody sees it, shouldn't. Okay, that's the only thing that is different. All right. So then we go to questions. Questions. We will, okay, work. Oh, why it doesn't? Okay. And it works just like in creating questions inside tenses. All right. So we'll make it red. And if I will, okay, it gives us hard time. Don't know why, but let's leave it as it is. Okay, and over here, let's make it this way. So, should is red. Subject is orange. What is subject? Subject is I. And call is a base verb, right? So as you can see, it's very simple. There is nothing complicated about it, yet it's very important in English grammar. So when it comes to English language, it is actually very easy to learn English. The only difference is if we don't learn it properly, it gives us too much hard time for nothing. Okay. Should we go now? Question mark. And this is what we have to do. And should they wait? Now, we have short answers. Yes, you should. No, you shouldn't. Again, the only thing is this, oops, NT. Actually, I said pink. So it's very, very simple, very easy. When do we use should to give advice? This is the most common use. So let me do it this way. And here are examples. To make recommendations, we have examples. To express an opinion, examples. Okay, I will delete this one. So we have new page. To suggest something and examples. To express duty or moral responsibility. Here are examples. To express expectations. All right, so now why I don't make any specialties about it? Because it's very simple. The train should arrive soon. That's expectation. You should tell the truth to express duty or moral responsibility. To suggest something, we should leave earlier. Here is to express an opinion. People should respect each other. That's my opinion. Yes. To make recommendations. You should watch this movie. Or make recommendations. You should lock your door every time you leave your place. Oops, that we went too far. When do we use shouldn't? Okay, we have one more thing to express expectations. And then when do we use shouldn't? We use shouldn't to say that something is not a good idea. You shouldn't smoke. You shouldn't walk or cross the road on red light. We shouldn't waste food. We shouldn't hurt anybody. Common time reference. What is common time reference? Although should has no tense, it usually refers to the present or the future. Present, you should eat breakfast. Future, we should leave early tomorrow. Should plus verb be. These are specialties I will explain, yet it is not mandatory because we are talking about senior high school. Should plus be, you should be. She should be. They should be. We should be. So it should be actually, if I will make it my way, then it should be should plus. Now, am I right or am I wrong? So should be a subject plus should plus be plus, oops, no, that's wrong, object. Here it is, polite, careful, ready, patient. Now, can the object be a verb? Yes, it can. So it's all up to you. Should plus have plus past participle. This is interesting. This structure talks about the past. So it means someone did not do the right thing, or something would have been better. Structure, and this one I will highlight the structure in red because it's in tense. Okay, it's very important. Here we have no tense, although should has no tense. See that? It usually refers to the present or to the future. But now we have past participles, so it's about the past. So I should have studied harder, right? So let me play with it a little bit and let's see what it will do. Okay. So subject, what is subject? Can you tell me what is subject? It will be in orange, and orange is I, that is subject. Should stays red. Now, what is have? What is have? That's helping verb. Helping verb, I'll make it purple. Sorry. And past participle, studied. So studied, I will make the past participle brown, purposely. So then what is harder? What is harder? Can you tell me what is harder? Past participle, studied. Past participle. Harder is object. All right? So this is when it comes to should have plus past participle. In negative forms, we have shouldn't have plus past participle. So there is only this part, and I will make it pink like I always did it in previous examples. And here are samples. So should versus must. Well, we can work on it, or we can leave it for Mateom or senior classes, because then we have should versus ought, which is really bad, because ought, I teach children do not learn ought simply because ought is taught in private schools as unwanted word. Ought does exist, but don't use it. Okay, and then that's it. The summary is as explained over here. Should is a modal verb used to express advice, recommendations, suggestions, opinions, moral responsibility, expectations. I think I have that right here at the beginning. No, here it is actually explained separately in each subject. So in the summary, it is should is modal verb used to express. So let's make it this way. And I will highlight it in blue again because it is important. As it explains, advice, you should drink more water. Recommendations, you should watch this film. Suggestions, we should go now. Opinions, people should be kind. Moral responsibility, you should tell the truth. And expectations, the bus should arrive soon. Shouldn't is used to advise against an action or to say that something is not a good idea. So even though it's negative, NT, it has positive meaning. Now, how do I know? It's very simple. You shouldn't stay up too late. Tomorrow you have to go to school. You shouldn't cross the road on red light. Watch for the cars. Children shouldn't run near the road. It is not safe. Okay, so even though shouldn't is negative word, it means positive outcome. The basic pattern is always subject plus should or shouldn't plus base form of the verb. Because should is a modal verb, it is always followed by the base form of the main verb. Never to plus verb or a verb ending in s or ed or ing. Mastering should and shouldn't allows English learners to give advice, make recommendations, express opinions, and discuss expectations clearly and naturally in both spoken and written English. So should and shouldn't is actually very easy to learn as well, for as long as you learn how to understand the little perks of English grammar. I don't recommend to learn should versus ought to. Ought to, for me, it's a red flag. And like I said, in private schools, it is taught it does exist, but don't use it. Okay? You ought to study more? No. You should study more, you get to study more, you must study more, but not ought to. It is a word, or if you want, a verb that, like I said, it is not taught in private school as usable verb. And here, should versus must. Well, should is you should do something, and must is that you must obey the law, for example. So you should drink more water. You must be quiet while in the classroom. You must listen to teacher. Everything else is explained over here. It's very simple, very easy. And even though it looks complicated, it is not. Because should is a very easy word. All right? So if you have any questions, just give me a call, or you can send me a message and I will explain it further if necessary. So for now, you have a beautiful day and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.